Right now, the Samsung S95B is $2,200. Man, that is about $1,800 cheaper than the Alpha 95 King, which is Sony's quantum dot variant that Samsung displays, manufactures the panel for. However, we understand that the Sony has a better build quality, a better out-of-the-box picture, a more refined out-of-the-box picture, more reference out-of-the-box picture, depending on who you are asking. Those are the things that you will hear. However, the Samsung being so much cheaper and offering you that initial pop and brightness, isn't it? You can get the first edition of it and don't update the firmware. It is absolutely the better TV to go with. These are the comments that are circling around the internet on the website called YouTube. I can't really say that everyone's saying this everywhere because I haven't began to dove into the forums and things like that, but I digress. I hope you guys are doing good. I definitely am. I just came in from working. I had a long day, and I have decided to coin today, Monday, will be the days that we will read comments, and because that is the most popular comment, the most consistent one, we are going to definitely open with that. YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host TKK, and we back with another video, man. Hopefully you guys been doing good. I've been on a grind. And listen, let me just lead in with this by telling you guys thank you for the support. I really appreciate it. This segment that I'm about to go ahead and film for you guys is pretty raw, unscripted. Really, it's just going to be me reading comments. So whatever comments that you leave from tonight's video going forward, or whenever you see this going forward, I'm going to try to get them out there, or the ones that really speak to me next Monday. So that's the way we're going with this. We're going to jump right into this with a comment. Some of them, what I'll do is when I'm watching or reading from the studio app, I'll go ahead and I'll jump in and talk to you guys. So Deano Johnson, that's spelled DE space ANO space Johnson. You left a comment yesterday on a video, and you started by saying, loving the content, definitely the channel for honest comparisons on OLEDs from the major brands, because all sets are purchased out of your own pocket and truly used in real world situations. He's essentially speaking about how I'm not like currently a sponsor. I'm not in any partnership with any stores or, no collaborative efforts with other companies to get video shot. He said, with that being said, just like you, I've watched other content creator comparisons and just can't get a straight answer on what's the best purchase for me. Speaking to himself, he says, I'm here to tell you that you have done this for me, saying that I've helped him. He said, price should not be a factor for buying the best OLED for your use case, especially in a world where people spend between $1,000 to $1,500 on cell phones every 6 months. You are definitely my go-to channel for technology. Thank you, brother. I do appreciate that. I don't know if you've been watching the channel for a while or if you're new. In any event, I do appreciate you leaving that comment. And you brought up a really good point, man. When we think about the pieces of technology that we do like to buy a lot of, cell phones do come to mind. I am currently on iPhone's 12th generation. I skipped 13. I have two phones. I have a business mini 12, and I have a personal 12 Pro, right? Didn't go 13, will go 14, but even speaking to that, I got both of these phones. You guys know what these phones cost. And that's a really good point, man. That's a really, really good comparison. Realistically, people will go out and they'll buy cell phones, and likewise, they should do the same with TVs. Whereas you will find people that will either judge a person for buying TVs every year, complaining about there not being any major upgrades or worthwhile upgrades. Keeping in mind that use case scenario is going to be for you, whatever tidbit entry or whatever tidbit upgrades that you may see that might be beneficial to you will be great for you, and maybe not for the next person. I digress. We should always make purchases that are going to be meaningful to us, purchases that we can afford, and in best case scenario that we, collectively can get the most out of. I'm not the one to buy my TVs and baby my TVs. In fact, I have some content that I'm going to be shooting tomorrow about my experience with a warranty on my 2019 LG C9 OLED. And because I utilize my content like that, I'm going to need to use a warranty. And so we'll talk about that more. But brother, I do appreciate your comment. Thank you. We're going to keep it moving. All right, this comment is left by Darren Holmes. Darren starts by saying the Sony Alpha 95 King just launched. Samsung's been out for a while with their quantum dot OLED, and it is on sale, as you say. He said, people talk about Sony tax, and the Alpha 95 King model here is what the Sony tax gets me. He said, premium backlit remote, the best processing upscaling currently available on any TV outside of Sony. He said, outside of Sony. He said, superb build quality. He said, the best radiation handling currently available. He said, acoustic surface technology, which is amazing as sound will generate from where the action is on screen. He said, a fantastic UI, which is smooth and responsive, quick access to settings options. He said, if Sony could add a game bar and 4x HDMI 2.1, wow, no question, the best TV ever this year. Hey, man, that's a great comment, brother. It's an amazing comment, actually. It's a comment that I would definitely agree to. I do agree to. I think that the Alpha 95 King is the best TV of 2022. You know, a lot of these discussions really come down to cost. And it's nothing wrong with talking about cost, right? But just envision yourself saying to someone else that their TV isn't better than your TV because you don't think their TV is worth the cost. The moment that you speak about the cost, you totally disconnect from the reasoning why that person wants the better TV or why they opted to go for the better TV. You know, I think that people will speak about costs a lot because they will try to justify their purchases. You know, they will say things like, hey, well, you know, that TV doesn't do this much better than this one does that. And I went with this one because, you know what, it's good enough. And often I've found that when talking to people about those type of things, it can even be cars. Like, guys, listen, I drive a Dodge Hemi. I don't drive a Hellcat. Like, my car is not a Hellcat. It's not. I don't need a Hellcat. Could I afford to get one? Yes, I could. Do I want one? Yeah, part of me wants one, but I don't need one. And because I don't need one, I didn't get one. And it's the same thing. Like, I don't need to justify saying, oh, well, you know, this car only does, you know, this and that, but mine does this. I'm happy with what I have. I'm comfortable with what I have. What I have is some OG shit. It's classic and it's rare. You know, a lot of people don't have the type of Hemi that I have. And so that's the reason that I went with what I have, because it's what I wanted, which is a lot different from people that talk about these televisions. They put this S95B in a position where they'll say, well, you know, you tweak this and you do this and you can get just as good as a picture. Well, you can't get just as good as a build quality. You can't get a heat sink. You know, you can't get a lot of different things out of one TV, comparing it to the other and justifying why you bought it. And your reasonings for buying whatever that you decide to buy is totally okay. This cabinet that I have to the right of me is a clone of a Vulix cabinet. It is a product that is no longer being manufactured. But the reason I bought that is because guess what? I couldn't get my hands on the real deal. So I wanted something to simulate that, and that's totally fine. That's the reason that this cabinet was $500 and the real deal cost $3,000. I don't want to spend $3,000 on a cabinet, but I digress. Hopefully you understand my point. But Mr. Holmes, I definitely appreciate your comment, brother. We're going to keep it moving. All right. This comment is by Mr. Smith, Steve Smith to be specific. And brother, let me tell you, there's about 60 people who I regularly speak to on YouTube that comment on my videos. And Steve is definitely one of those people. Now, that's not to say that I don't acknowledge any of you other guys, but there's a massive handful of people that regularly talk to me. And I'm going to tell you, I do appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. The more we can socialize on here, the better the content is going to be. So first, let me just tell you, thank you for your continued support, brother. You, like many other men and women, support the videos. And when you talk to me, I feel more intimate, you know, and this is why I make this kind of video. But let me move to what you said. He said, his friend just returned his second Samsung S95B. Why? He said, because his first one had a bent screen, got the second one and bent screen yet again. He said he had a choice, buy another one or go with the Sony Alpha 95 King. He said he wasn't going to buy another 95 Bravo. And because of only two HDMI 2.1 ports, he skipped out on the Sony. He brought himself an LG G2 and is happy as hell with it. He said build quality killed the S95B, and price for only two HDMI 2.1 ports killed it for the Sony from his friend. He said he's the type of dude that doesn't give a hoot about quantum dot OLED technology. He said what he goes for is build quality and PQ. And yes, what features he gets in this TV. He said he's more pickier than I am. All I know is that I'm glad I don't have to worry about TVs for a long while, as I'm sitting pretty well with my C1. He said, my attention is now on home theater audio. He said, great video, TKK, as always. Brother, I screenshotted this, so I'm not sure exactly which video you were commenting to be specific, but I appreciate the depth in the story you're sharing with your friend. And so it speaks volume, man. It speaks a lot of volume. We know we just had the TV shootout not too long ago, and the LG G2 was number 3. Mind you, it was right behind the C2 from them calibrating it and setting it up, which tells you that quantum-oled technology for the TV space is not it's not such a leap and bounds where it's just so far away from the standardized OLED technologies. Pair that with quality of build and the track record that LG has. Obviously, they manufacture the panels, sensational stuff. While I have spent some good time with the G2, I don't own one. I don't plan on owning one. I thought for a brief minute that I would buy an 83-inch, but I'm going to tell you, brother, because my 77-inch C1 is so good, like you said, I have no reason to even consider buying a larger TV. Next year will be different. Next year will not be a quantum dot. It will be a WOLED. Now, if LG for somehow comes out with something magical, great. It won't be anything lower than a 77. So to the people asking me also, hey, would I buy a quantum dot OLED if it was 75? No, I wouldn't. Why? Because it's smaller than a 77. I'm not going down in size. I got the A95K in 65 class because it's replacing a LG C9 2019 TV that's 65. So I am literally good enough in the space that I'm in the bedroom, but wanted a brighter TV with better technology. I digress. Your comment is spot on. Quality of build is great. I get people, I see them leaving comments. One guy said something, I almost screenshotted his comment, but I didn't want to make content about his content, but I'm going to speak about it. He said something along the lines of, who cares about build quality? If you mount the TV on the wall and it's there, that's a problem for me. If the TV is built like crap, that is a big issue. I think that's got something to do with the reasoning that the TV is being made so cheap. Obviously, the parent company within the company builds the display, so they've got some wiggle room to mess around with them. But brother, thank you for your comment. I really appreciate that. And let's go on this home theater audio journey together. Myself, I'm looking for a solution for my bedroom. Thought about putting my living room set up there, but now I'm thinking about going to a soundbar. So if you see this, thanks for the comment and talk to me about what you're looking into for audio. Let's move to the next one. All right, this was left 17 hours ago on my best gaming TV video, or actually, no, this was in regards to my the video that I posted. I'll card it in right now because I'm gonna have to edit this and then I'm gonna look at the timestamps and such. But this was in regards to the video I just posted 2 days ago, where I had the A95K playing Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man, right, on PC. This person's name is Mike Jawid. I'm assuming it's pronounced Jawid. I'm sorry, brother, if I got your name wrong, but it's spelled Jawid. I left no indication, nor did I respond to your comment, but I will let you know right now that I am. He said, too expensive. He said, there are a lot of cheaper options that deliver pretty similar picture quality. This speaks to my first comment, second comment, and the last comment in the previous transition with Mr. Steve Smith. Yes, there are cheaper options that offer a similar picture quality. Absolutely, brother. Listen, I'm not here to advertise the Sony Alpha 95K as the TV for you. I'm just here to tell you that, as a non-sponsored person, I have no TV links. I gain nothing if you buy it from, Mary Poppins TV shop or Walmart or Amazon or anywhere that you should decide to buy your TV. I'm here just as I use the term regular guy. I'm obviously not a regular guy. My people think I'm a superhero, my personal people in my life. But I'm just saying to myself, as a person that you don't personally know, you see me purchase a TV. I give you my reasonings for buying it. I have no investments in Sony. Sony got no real money out of me last year, the year before, the year before, the year before. It's been LG and Samsung at a pinnacle level getting money from me, investing into getting televisions, displays, things of that sort that I will enjoy in my personal life. However, I'm just here just to tell you as a non-link, I'm not linked to anyone directly. The TV is the best looking TV that I've seen ever. you know? And so I say that not with any way to make you feel or any person feel that you need to spend $4,000 on a TV retail at a 65 class and $3,000 at a 55. It is not a purchase that an average person would make and look to buy a new TV the next year or the year after or the year after. Most people that buy that TV will have that TV probably 10 plus years. They probably will, because you know what? Their living arrangements are not going to change. They are not going to be looking to get a bigger class TV. They want the best picture they can get right now. Let me drop this 4 bands on this TV and let me get the best that's available right now. So to the person that thinks to themselves, hey, you can get similar picture quality and it's going to cost you half, a fraction, $1,000 less, $1,800, $1,200 less, whatever it might be. Yes, there are other options out there. I do not sleep on the S95B. I got it. I enjoy it. It's a great TV. You know, but yeah, the Alpha 95 King is the best. There's no rebuttal for that. If the rebuttal is always going to be about money, then the TV ain't for you. It's really just that simple for people. It's always going to come down to that's the case. Now, let me tell you how interesting this is. S95B is $1,200 right now. C2 is $2,000 right now. You will have people that will tell you that you absolutely should spend $200 more for the S95B. Now, listen, I totally get it. I totally get it. But I don't get it, because to me, if the C2 is the better TV for person on the left, why would they need to spend the extra $200 when that $200 can go towards some audio? It can go towards a game console or something to that effect. That's the way my brain processes things. It doesn't matter if it's cheaper or it's more expensive. If it lines up with what you need and what you want, then that is the TV for you, period. Thanks for the comment, though. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I got some other comments that I wanted to go into, but I don't want to draw the video out too long. Just know that when you guys do leave comments, I do definitely screenshot them when I'm looking at them on my phone. I rarely look at YouTube from the browser on my computer, but the Studio app makes it extremely simplistic for me. So I'm going to delete all the screenshots that I got so that I can know that going forward, if I see any real good comments, that I'm going to definitely read them. But keep in mind, I try to acknowledge all the comments through liking them and hearting them. And I feel like this is just an extra little boost just to let you know that I really do pay attention to what you have to say. All of the content or the comments that you guys say are make for real good content, because it's going to do either a couple of different things. It's going to educate me, or it's going to put me in a position where, like, you said something so damn good, I felt like I just needed to share it, right? The only thing that I'm not going to tolerate is the disrespect. Obviously, if you come in with the craziness, I'm not with it. And even if you're biased, I'm okay with it, because I'll play into a biased conversation all day. I can pick it up, guys. But thank you so much for the support. I'm going to go ahead and get this rendered out. It is the 15th of the month of August 22. It's about 9:30. I'm going to go ahead and get this put together, throw it up. I'm going to catch you guys on the next video. Peace. God bless. Max love.